My name is Evelyn Harper, 71 years old, retired high school English teacher from Raleigh, North Carolina. Widowed at 52, no husband, no siblings, just one daughter, Sarah. For the last 8 years Sarah has been my entire world. I paid for everything. Her $3,800 a month loft in Charlotte. Her weekly blowouts. Her girls' trips to Tulum and Napa. Her little business that never turned a profit. Every month I wired 4, 5, sometimes 6 grand from the pension and the savings my husband Tom left me. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself a mother's love has no price tag. Then came the phone call that ended the fairy tale. It was a Tuesday in March. I'd driven the 2 hours to Charlotte to surprise Sarah with groceries and to drop off the check for April rent, because of course I still paid her rent at 34 years old. Her door was cracked open. I heard her laughing that loud, champagne laugh she saves for her rich friends. "Mom's getting worse," she was saying. "The doctor says early onset dementia runs in families. Once we get the diagnosis, we'll move her to that assisted living place in Asheville, no visitors the first 30 days, perfect. Then we list the Raleigh house, split the equity, and I'm finally done pretending I give a shit. 8 more months tops and she's gone anyway. I mean, she's basically dead already, right?" Silence. Then her best friend Kayla, "You're cold, girl. I love it." I stood in that hallway holding 2 bags of Whole Foods groceries and a check for $3,800 and felt every year of my life hit me at once. The bag slipped from my hands. A jar of marinara shattered. That's when Sarah yanked the door open. Her face went from shock to fake concern in half a second. "Mom, oh my God, what are you doing here?" She knelt, pretending to care about the mess. "Are you okay? You look confused." Confused. That word was about to become her favorite weapon. I didn't answer. I just turned around, walked to my car, and drove home with shattered sauce bleeding through the canvas bags in the backseat. The whole way I kept hearing her voice, 8 more months tops and she's gone anyway. That night I didn't sleep. I sat at Tom's old desk and opened the spreadsheet I'd never had the courage to make before. 8 years of transfers. 8 years of, "Mom, I'm short this month," and, "Mom, Venmo is easier." The final number made me sick. $487,600. Almost $500,000. Gone. My retirement. Tom's life insurance. The money that was supposed to let me travel, spoil grandkids that never came, or at least die comfortably. I closed the laptop, poured myself a bourbon, first one in 15 years, and made a promise out loud to the empty house. "Not your timeline, baby girl. Mine." Phase 1 was silence. I stopped answering her texts. Stopped wiring the first of the month lifeline. By day 5 she was feral. "Sarah, Mom, rent is due. Landlord is texting me. Call me." "Sarah, seriously Evelyn, this isn't funny." "Sarah, fine, be a child. I'll figure it out myself." She didn't figure it out. By day 10 the frantic voicemails started. "Mom, they're starting eviction. I'm literally going to be homeless. How can you do this to your only daughter?" I saved every single one. On day 14 she showed up at my door with Kayla in tow, both of them dressed like they were attending a funeral, mine. Sarah threw her arms around me like nothing had happened. "Mommy, we've been so worried. You haven't been yourself. I made an appointment with a geriatric psychiatrist tomorrow. We're taking you." I let her hug me just long enough to smell her $300 perfume, paid for by me last Christmas, then stepped back. "Sweetheart," I said, calm as Sunday morning, "I'm not going anywhere with you ever again." Her mask slipped for half a second. "What are you talking about?" "I heard you, Sarah. In the hallway. 8 more months and I'm gone anyway, right?" Kayla's eyes went wide. Sarah recovered fast. "You're confused, Mom. You've been forgetting things. We're just trying to help." I smiled the coldest smile of my life. "Then let me help you remember something. I only help people who don't plan my funeral while I'm still breathing." I shut the door, locked it, and for the first time in 8 years poured myself a coffee the next morning without calculating how many hundreds it would save her. That's when the real war began. 2 weeks later I got the certified letter I knew was coming. Petition for guardianship, Superior Court of Wake County. Sarah was requesting emergency guardianship, claiming I suffered from rapid-onset dementia with paranoid features. She'd attached affidavits from Kayla, of course, from her nail tech who suddenly became a longtime family friend, and from a psychiatrist she'd paid $5,000 for a 5-minute phone call diagnosing me sight unseen. They wanted me drugged, moved, and financially erased by Memorial Day. Game on. I called Margaret O'Malley, the meanest, smartest elder law attorney in the state. I'd taught her British Lit in 1998, she still owed me for passing her on that Beowulf paper. She took one look at my spreadsheet, listened to the hallway recording I'd managed to capture on my phone after the Marinara incident, and grinned like a shark. Evelyn, we're not just beating this. We're going to make her a cautionary tale. First move, I froze every account Sarah had ever touched. Joint savings, closed. The investment account she was beneficiary on, changed. The Raleigh house she was counting on selling, I put it on the market that week for $200,000 under value just to make sure it sold fast and she never saw a dime. Second move, Margaret filed counter-claims for financial exploitation of an elder, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and defamation. We attached the recording, the spreadsheet, 8 years of one-way Venmo requests, and screenshots of Sarah's Instagram stories bragging about generational wealth coming any day now. The hearing was set for May 12. Sarah showed up in court looking like a J. Crew ad for distraught daughter. Pearl earrings, navy dress, trembling lower lip. She cried on cue. Told the judge I'd always been dramatic, but recently became dangerous to myself, that I'd accused her of trying to kill me, that I was burning through money on private investigators and lawyers because strangers had brainwashed me. Then Margaret stood up. Your Honor, may we play People's Exhibit A? She hit play on the laptop. Sarah's own voice filled the courtroom. 8 more months tops and she's gone anyway. I mean, she's basically dead already, right? You could hear Sarah stop breathing. Margaret spent the next 45 minutes walking the judge through $487,600 in transfers while Sarah sat there turning the color of spoiled milk. When my turn came, I took the stand in the same red blazer I wore when I taught senior English. I looked Sarah dead in the eye the entire time. I loved my daughter with every cell in my body, I said. I just didn't know she was keeping count of my cells as they died. The judge ruled from the bench. Petition denied with prejudice. Temporary restraining order granted. Sarah was not allowed within 500 feet of me or my property. Oh, and the best part, the judge referred the case to the DA for criminal investigation into elder abuse. We walked out of that courthouse into perfect Carolina sunshine. Margaret hugged me and whispered, "Go live, Evelyn," loudly, and I did. 3 weeks later the for sale sign came down on my Raleigh house, sold to a lovely young couple who actually said thank you. I moved into a condo on the beach in Wilmington with floor-to-ceiling windows and a balcony that looked straight at the Atlantic. Sarah's eviction went through. She and Kayla are sharing a 2-bedroom in a not great part of Charlotte. Last I heard she's working retail and driving for Uber on weekends. The Beamer got repossessed. She tried to start a GoFundMe titled, "Help My Mom Get the Care She Needs." It raised $47 before GoFundMe shut it down for fraud. I, on the other hand, took the first real vacation of my life, 30 days in Italy with 3 widows I met at watercolor class. We drank wine in Tuscany, danced in Rome, and laughed until we cried on a boat off Capri. I bought myself a pair of ridiculous gold earrings and wore them every single day. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the ocean and make coffee without calculating how many cups that money could have bought Sarah. My phone is full of new contacts, real friends who like me, not my bank balance. Some nights I still sit on my balcony and think about the daughter I thought I had. I grieve her the way you grieve someone who died young. Because in a way she did. The girl I raised would never have stood over my grave digging for gold before I was cold. But I'm not cold. I'm alive. I'm free. And I have learned the most expensive lesson a mother can learn. Love that has to be purchased isn't love. And the best revenge is living so well that the people who bet on your funeral have to watch you dance at your own resurrection. I'm 71 years old, I'm wearing gold earrings the size of sand dollars, and I have never, not once, felt more alive. Sarah, baby girl, the timeline was wrong. I'm just getting started.